here goes. Okay, now as Michelle rightly says, that social media promises so many things, my friends. It promises everything, right? They told us, you know, post, and they will see your post, they will love your post, they will like, they will engage, they will share, they'll comment, and then they'll buy from you. How's that working? Yeah, yeah. So the promise has turned out to be probably one of the biggest lies in marketing. And, that's the truth. Again, as Michelle just said, there is a way to use social media which I think is more fundamental than just turning up and posting. Yeah. See, when I started off in marketing, so in 2000, social media was just new. There was still MySpace. Facebook was just about to start launching, and LinkedIn was there, but it was a very small platform. And it was for what it was there for, which is for jobs. And if you wanted to find a job, go on LinkedIn and distribute your CV, and LinkedIn will work for you. But of course, in the time that's evolved since those days, the world has changed tremendously, right? I've got a friend, and I met a friend yesterday, and we were talking, and she says, "I'm just on LinkedIn. I don't do anything. I've never done anything. I don't post. I don't comment. I don't even show up on LinkedIn." But she gets jobs off LinkedIn, right? She gets people calling her to come and do presentations and speeches and public speaking around the world. And she gets paid thousands. Could we be that person? Of course we could. But it doesn't. That's not how social media works for any of us, right? I mean, most of us are bashing our heads, posting, commenting, liking. Even trying to adapt by doing events. Still, many of us have that problem of social media not working. When I say working, I guess again Michelle hit the nail on the head. What do you want from social media? See, I found out the other day a lot of people come here to be inspired. I'm like, inspired? What do you mean inspired? They come here to watch other people and be inspired by what we do. I'm like, that's just the dumbest thing ever. Because maybe it's not dumb. Just me being old. I'm 50, so I've got this view of the world that's still old school, right? I'm not here to be inspired by most people. I'm here because I run a business. And when I run a business, my business needs customers. It needs people to help. Fundamentally, that's more important than customer. I don't want to work with everyone. I want to work with those people I can really help and change their lives. That's my mission here. But many people don't have such clarity about what they're here for, right? And let's be honest. Look, social media is full of weirdos, trolls. There's the trolls people who spend their days being offensive. There's those people who spend their days being fake. Of course, there are those people who post, I don't want to call it gooey content. They post content that is, what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost pointless. So what are you going to talk about? People who post about babies, people who post about food, people who post about animals, people who post trauma, drama, as I choose to call it. They're all here, right? And yes, they might get the engagement, but does that even matter? I'm not sure. So I'm not interested in any of those things, and I don't post those things. And some who do, they go viral. They get thousands of likes. So when I say trauma, drama, I mean real trauma, right? There was a post the other day, Dr. Amaka telling a story about her cancer treatment, which I thought was remarkable. That's not trauma. That's not trauma drama. That's a true story, right? And that's not just a true story. It's an important story of overcoming. There's other people who come here to come and cry, and they leave off sympathy. I wouldn't advise any of that. You see, let's go back to my friend that I first mentioned. That's Annette, her name is. Now, Annette is some big time director in probably the biggest company in the world. We call it the National Health Service in England. Under 40, black woman, literally, she got a LinkedIn profile, like I say, which makes her money. She does nothing at all. What do we take from that? Do we take from that we should do nothing with our social media and expect results? No, of course not. And what I take from that is simply Annette has created an expertise, a world, where she's known and understood before she came to social media. That's the truth, right? And for many people, they treat social media as if it is the business. Even as a marketer, I know social media is not my business. My business is my expertise. My business, like I said to you, is doing audio rooms, is doing book publishing, book marketing. What's your expertise? What are you trying to get across? Of course, if you know what you're trying to get across, then the question is, are you speaking your customer's language? Your customers have certain problems. Joshua Lee will tell you. Understand the problems. If you understand the customer's problems, then you're halfway there. I agree. You have to speak your customer's language. You have to truly get down to what keeps them awake at night. Those who understand that, and then those who create a solution around that to fix that problem for their clients, are the ones that make the money. There's no other way of saying it, right? If you don't create a solution, don't be surprised when social media does not help you to attract the right people. Because why should they come to you? Really, think about it. All of us have people who we pay already. For me to say I'm going to leave my accountant for you, because you're an accountant, I met on LinkedIn, you're going to have to be a million times better than my accountant, right? You're going to have to be so much better, but even more than that, you have to build that relationship. You have to be there when my accountant lets me down, when we fall out spectacularly, in a way that's irreparable. And that day, it rarely comes. My point is that, whatever you do, my friends, let's remember that the first rule of social media is be damn good at what you do. Be amazing at what you do. Make a difference. Get results for your clients. When you have that thing, then you can begin to go out and use social media. Not the other way around. Not make yourself a star on social media and then wonder, what the hell do I do? How do I help people? Why don't they get it? If you have a real solution, they will get it, right? Of course, so we're going to talk about being consistent. We're going to talk about being authentic, sharing real stories. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. I agree. Yeah. I think those are all given, right? Those are truly given. Look, I think when it comes down to it, here's the truth. I could give you a million pieces of advice. One I heard earlier, which I thought was different, remarkable, surprising. I think, well, let me try and remember. So what's her name? I've forgotten the name. Basically, she said, Alicia Alexandra, her name is. And she was in the room. I was at Content Strategy Kitchen. I was in there earlier. And she's like, I'm just saying less is more. Post less. I'm like, I agree. I don't post at all half the time these days, unless it's my events. She's like, post. Leave your post for 4 days. It will suddenly get an automatic boost from LinkedIn to reach more people because LinkedIn algorithms are set to reactivate after 4 days. If you can hold off posting again, within 4 days, your posts are going to get a boost and you're going to get the engagement you want. That's different, right? That's remarkable. I'm saying that's a simple trick. Where you can say, okay, if it works, I'll go with it. And there's many other such tricks that we can use, right? Comment on everyone's posts. Again, she's saying comment once a day. If you do more than one comment a day, LinkedIn algorithms will essentially hammer you. Who knew? I didn't. Thankfully, I don't spend my days commenting. I don't see posts anyway. I'm not a great fan of scrolling on social media. Never have been, never will be. I ain't got the time. I haven't got the bandwidth mentally to actually sit and look at other people's content, because it's mostly junk. Sorry about that. Sorry. If I see my friends post, I will comment, right? Because just out of being nice. If I see my connections post someone that I know and like, I'll comment. Just be nice. So no, it doesn't make me want to buy from anyone. So I will say this as well. So in a journey I've been on social media, my friends, the journey has been this. This is where I think we've come from, and then I'll tell you where I think we're going. So in my early days, my job was writing content. I was a content development manager for a small internet company. In those days, in 2000s, we were writing blogs and everything was gated. That means if I wrote a blog and I published it on social media, or published it online, it was normally on the website, behind a paywall. So if you want to read it, you got to pay $5.99, $10.99, $20.99, whatever it is. So my advice guides were to die for. So I thought, right? And so that's where we started off. You write blogs, you share blogs. You post about your blogs constantly. And then I guess when I realized that wasn't working for me, then we changed to telling stories, right? Sharing stories about our clients. Again, that gets engagement for me, doesn't get me customers. I got some customers who make lots of money from just posts. Lots of, my two favorite types of clients are builders and skincare beauty companies, because they sell products. There's some posts. I will sell products every day. Now, if think about my builder client who does loft extensions. One job could be £40,000, if not more. And lead to more jobs, right? And see, those are the people I came online to help, because I worked at the average man, the builder man, the electrician, the gas man, the builder. They don't understand social media. They don't understand marketing, full stop. So I came to really help them to use the internet. If you ever spend time with me, I'll tell you the whole story. There's a whole long story about how the internet is cheating the average man. That's why I started this company. So, but the problem is that for us service industry people, service businesses, posts don't do it. So Andy figured, okay, what can I do instead? So what's that doing instead was what I call intentional connections, targeted connections. So again, you work out who your target audience are. If it's an accountant, if it's builders, then you find them on LinkedIn. That's why I've always paid LinkedIn Premium. I can search LinkedIn better than most people can. And I don't say that lightly. I say that because the trick to searching LinkedIn, which I'm about to start using again to find these doctors, is understanding variations. Again, let's use an accountant as an example. An accountant has many different labels. If you just search for accountants, you might find many accountants, but you're not going to find all of them, right? My trick is to find all of them in my client's target area. Accountants could be called tax advisors. Accountants can often be bookkeepers. You get the idea, right? Every job title has variations, and my trick was knowing the variations to find my client's target audience. See, once I found the target audience, I will do what Michelle just talked about, which is, you call it pitch slapping, but it's not really. Essentially it's connect and pitch. Different thing. Connect and pitch, essentially, you connect with people you want to connect with, people who buy from you. Tell them what you do and leave it to them to choose to engage with you or not. As much as people tell me they hate connect and pitch slapping in your people's language these days, We do it because we know it gets results. I don't need 100 buyers for my clients every month. What I need is 5 good phone calls, 5 good conversations. If they sell 3, they're rich. If they sell 2, they're happy. If they sell 1, they're happy. They're still paying me, right? And that's the game. So first it was post, then it was connections. And then I worked out, you know what? The trick really is in the DMs. The trick is in direct messaging. I didn't work that on LinkedIn. I worked that on Twitter, by the way. It's all right having followers, having connections, having, so whatever you call them, in any platform, right? Those people that you actually connect, your virtual friends. But unless you actually talk to them on DM, you don't know who they are. They don't know who you are. So then we moved on. So that's when we moved on to DMs. In recent years, we've come around to the need to build relationships, the need to become friends and to become real friends. That often means having real conversations with people off LinkedIn, offline, off social media. If you want to make money, be prepared to spend time making real friends. Again, I'm always surprised, Michelle, how many people I know they're lovely people, loveliest people. When you say to them, go and make some friends online, they look at you as if you said, could you just go and eat a dog's tail or something? So they're going to something so obscene. They just struggle to make that extra leap to be nice people, to connect with real people, who may be far away, or maybe they're just, next town, next city, next country, next whatever, right? But some people really struggle to have those one-to-ones, those coffee chats that we call them, right? But that's where the money is at. And that's just the truth. If you're not willing to build those real relationships, as if that's similar to you building your network down the road from you, then social media is really going to work for people like us who work in service businesses. Then, of course, now we talk about events. Whether it's audio events like this, or there's live streams. Events where people get to hear your voice, hear your thoughts, hear your way of being. That's the way we use today, right? That's the essence of everything we do today. If you're not doing events, if you're not posting, if you're not doing DMs, what are you doing? Maybe you're just trying to send people to your website, which is not a bad thing, but at least you're doing something, right? At least you're being intentional some way. Social media can work if you're intentional, as Michelle said, and if you know what you're trying to do and you're very clear. Don't just think what results you want. Write it down. You see, again, one of my quirks in life is I meet so many people who would say to me, I'm not here to make money. I don't want to make money. I don't want to sell anything. Get off social media. Don't be here. You're wasting your time with us. And my topic is about business growth. If you want to grow your business, you have to make sales. That's the truth, right? Stop lying to yourself. Really, stop lying to yourself. You're kidding yourself. Maybe you want to grow by having mentors, like Michelle said. Okay, I'll take that. But ultimately, you want mentors to help you grow so you can get more customers, right? Ultimately, you have a goal, which is to sell something. Maybe, if you say you want mentors, and maybe you want to buy something, but you can't have neither of those two things. And, and again, don't expect people to buy from you if you're not prepared to buy from people. Because people just see you as a charlatan. They see you as a seller. And you end up being just a pushy salesperson who's pretending to be people's friends. You must be a genuine, that's what authenticity really means to me, right? Be a genuine soul who's interested in people as much as they're interested in you. See, my friends, maybe I'll go back to my point at the beginning, which is you must have a definite skill to make social media work for you. Do you have a definite solution for your clients, for the people you're here to help? See, here's the mindset bit of my conversation, because my conversations are normally mindset plus business skills. everything I mentioned so far, it's essentially about business skills. Right? It's about communication skills, marketing skills. See, the mindset bit is quite clear to make social media work. Number one, be intentional about what you're here to achieve. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't pretend. Say it out loud to yourself. Write it down. Look at it every day. Think about it. Dr. Leslie will tell you. Leslie Flowers will tell you. To achieve a goal, focus on it. If you want to make social media work, my friends, focus on your goal. If your goal is growth, focus on how you're going to grow your business. Don't say social media is not working. Now what? Ask yourself, what can I do better to make social media work better for me? Again, Lily Lee will tell you now from our rooms on Tuesday, if you ask the right questions, you open your mind, your mental muscles to find solutions. The question that I've asked today, how do you 10x your business with social media, is within all of you. See, I've told you that the reason I don't want to have a conversation about tactics is because we all know the tactics. We know what to do. We know to be consistent. We know to be authentic. We know to be interesting, to be engaging. We know to post regularly. We know to comment. We know all those things. But still, it doesn't work. So I think the answer is using our mindset to go to the next level, really. So we must be here to go big. If you're here to play small, then good luck with that. It's not going to work, right? The mindset game is not about setting small goals, it's about setting humongous goals. Goals that you're willing to work for, or goals that you're willing to find the answer to, and to use to transform people's lives. Set that big goal and keep it at the forefront of your mind. If growth is your thing, how big do you want to grow? How much revenue do you want from social media? How many customers do you need a day, a week, a month, a year? How much revenue do you actually want to make? See, once you know what the goal is, then I guess what you have to then do is stand out on social media, my friends. Stand out, be known for something. See, most people sadly fail on social media. And I guess maybe as a marketer, I can say, I can see those who are going to fail. So their failure is predictable, sadly. The lack of resources is predictable. I might tell them what to do, but if they don't do it, I know who's not going to do it half the time. Because they look in their eyes and I tell them, here's what you have to go and do. It's like giving me a story or two, and I just think, damn, you're lost. See, here's the truth. Most of us we never actually ask ourselves, what is social media doing for us? People don't ask ourselves the right question, which is, what are we doing for social media? What are we doing for our community? See, we don't ask that question in a way that's truly honest, a way that's humble, a way that it looks within ourselves and says, I want to put this right. A way that says that we have a definite and clear purpose for being here. So when we ask the question, right, we find some answers. See, here's another sad truth about social media people, why I'm having this conversation today. See, most social media users, we're followers, not leaders in our field. Can we all be leaders? Of course we can. What makes you a leader? Create a solution that no one else has. Simple as that. But we're all happy to keep doing what others are doing, both in business and on social media. That's ridiculous, right? That's why social media doesn't work for so many people, because people won't leave who they're working with to come to you because you've got nothing special about you. You see, if we know everyone on social media is our competitor, really, right? And if all we're doing is copying people, following their footsteps, posting what they're posting, because we're here, it's going to help us go viral. In other words, all those tactics I mentioned earlier, right? That's all we're doing. We're not going to move beyond our competitors, right? We're stuck behind them. You see, we must find opportunities to create a whole and better, a new way of doing social media for ourselves. This is why I say to you, what are you doing that's truly different to what others are doing on social media? If you just follow and you're going to get the same results that they've got, which is often, it doesn't work. Or at worst, you're going to be stuck in a battle with the people that you're doing the same as. You must find that bit of difference. Stop following convention, my friend. Stop following the status quo. Create, don't do what the competitors are doing. Don't do what others are doing. The only way you're going to truly achieve something different and meaningful is to find your unique way of doing business, your unique way of doing social media. Now, how are you going to find this unique way, I hear you ask, right? I go back to my point just now. Truly ask yourself, what am I doing on social media? How is it working? What can I do to get the results I want? What can I do to be better, to get better results? So you can ask a question from your perspective, in terms of your goal. You can ask a question from the perspective of your network, of people that you know. What can I do for them? You can ask the question from the perspective of your customers, the people that you're trying to engage on social media. What are you doing differently to truly get to them? See, to get the results we want, my friends, we must show up and do what we do differently. And the truth is, the better the questions you ask yourself, the better your answers. And the better your answers, the more clarity, the more focus, the more energy you will have internally and externally to do what you have to do on social media, right? See, the weird is that social media has this amazing seesaw between opportunity and capability. Those two words, opportunity and capability. But we're not honest enough to truly explore how we can position ourselves to benefit from those two things, opportunity and capability. It's only when we can truly find the honest answers, how we can leverage those two things in our favor and do social media our way, that we can begin to truly get the results we want on social media. Anyone who does that creates their own way. It's not just 10x your business. You have income, you have dependable income, and it doesn't stop. I wondered, is my income going to stop? Or no, is it going to stop tomorrow? No. Amazingly, so I'm in London. We're far away from my office. I'm working part time effectively, is the way I say it. But I've got 3 new clients today. That's why I don't think it's going to stop. It may well stop. Who knows, right? But from what I can see, by having my way of doing things, the results are there. They just keep coming. By thinking clearly what I want, my business growth is happening before my very eyes. Did I know any of this 3 years ago? No, I really did not. So was I honest with myself 3 years ago? Probably not. I didn't. I wrote nothing down. I had no goals. Don't be that person. You know better, and you know the answers to your social media use as well. So do the right thing for yourself, my friends. Let me stop talking. I've talked